So now you are ready to start creating custom achievements, which work a little bit differently than the ones that you've been able to create so far, which based off of certain Twitch events would actually give them to you. So subs or resubs, gifted subs, so on and so forth. This one is called a custom achievement because that's really what it is. It's custom. It goes based off of things that are happening in your chat, which really opens up the entire customization of your achievement giving capabilities there by keying off of certain messages that come in from a specific bot that you actually signify there. So best way I can go in and explain it is just by kind of running through and actually creating one of these types of custom achievements. So as you know, we have our achievement preview that's up here at the top. We're going to go ahead and just name this guy test achievement here, just for the sake of this demo here, and then we're going to go ahead and just call it test for its description. So you can see that this gets live updated as you're going through and actually typing that guy. You'll see exactly what your community will see whenever they're looking at your channel page. By default, we have our configuration set to earnable. That way that this achievement will immediately be able to be earned the moment that you hit that save button. It'll get updated on the bot that's running, and it will immediately be available for your entire community to go ahead and pick up on that guy. And now we're going to go into type of achievement. So you've already seen new sub, resub, gifted sub, and then of course the manual there for you to actually go and manually give subs. Those are ones that can't really key off anything. They're just for, feats of, different types of strength or whatever it is that you want to actually key that off of. But we're going to go with our custom one, which is available now that you are a Stream Achievements Gold level supporter there. So let's go into here. And you're going to see that there's 3 different types of information that we need to gather from you to be able to get Stream Achievements, the bot that actually runs on your channel, to know exactly what to listen for. That way it can award the achievement to the specific person. So starting off with the very first bit here, it's asking for a bot name. For me personally, I have a bot that's called Firebot. It's a Streamlabs bot that I have set up that runs everything on my own channel, but this could be anything. It could be your own Streamlabs bot there. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be using my bot, obviously, but it could be your Streamlabs bot, it could be Nightbot, it can be MooBot, it can be any type of bot that actually has any sorts of messages. Honestly, it can be a specific person as well if you really wanted it to. Some people actually use their own Twitch channels accounts to be able to run their bot commands. So if you have it set up like that where you're actually using your own account, you can feel free to just put your own message on there as well. Just be wary if you're going through and typing on your own channel that you might accidentally trigger off an achievement based on that there. And then we're going to move on to the major piece of this whole achievement, which is the chat message. So you can see here off to the side, there's a couple of links that you can actually click on. These actually make little pop-ups that pop up here. It'll kind of explain out everything about what it is that I'm actually trying to gather from you here to help the bot to actually give your achievement when something happens. You can see for this one here, basically you have a couple of keywords, as I would call them, that you can put in your message. That way it will replace that data out with whatever it is that comes into the chat. So for example, if you're having some message, you can see over here, we would say, for that example that we have there, say my bot came in and said, Fire Hero has 3,000 tacos in their taco wallet. So looking at our message here, that's off to the side that I just typed out, and then comparing it to this guy here, you can see that for a specific message that would be coming on in, it will swap out these little bits of information here with what would come in on this side. So for example, user, if you were to put in your message user, that would match Fire Hero here whenever the message comes through on your Twitch channel. And same thing with amount, so that you put amount right here, it will come in with whatever numeric value that you provide inside of this guy here. So I detailed all those little bits out here in this listing. You start off with your user. User is very much important. If you are going to provide a actual achievement, a custom achievement, you have to provide the user. Otherwise, the bot does not know who that achievement's actually going to. Like that, your bot needs to actually say the person's name that we're going to be providing that achievement for. And then you have a second user that you could provide here. So target, just in case your command has like, oh, someone stole a certain amount from somebody else. If you just needed to key off of that somebody else, but not actually use that data, or if you wanted to use that data, I provided that little handle here for as well. That's a target. Same thing as the user there. User, remember, this is the one that's going to actually, the person that's going to get the achievement. Then you have the amount and total, which are basically the same thing there. You can use any of these guys here. Currently, as of this video being recorded, only one type of condition is actually supported, which we'll get into conditions here in a second. But in the future, we could actually key off of both if you really wanted to. But the amount is going to be any type of numeric value there. So it can be currency. It could be, anything that's basically numeric. It could be years. It could be a death counter. It can be anything along those lines that you have that your bot may spit out there. So it just tells you any numeric amount here, chat currency, mini game results, counters, etc. And then you have the total, which is the same thing as above, just in case you have two numbers that actually spit out in your command there, or your message that comes into the chat. And then finally, we have one that's specific for time. And the main reason why we did this one here is because specific for chatbot that we've seen, the Streamlabs chatbot, is that the time will come through with a .00 at the end of it, or a .15, like as far as the hours there, so it doesn't give a whole number for the hours. And since there's a .00 at the end, and then depending on where your locale is, you use commas instead of dots for your decimal area, I had to go ahead and create this one in specific for time. So if you're doing anything that's time-based, so like a command that says, how long somebody's been in the channel there, and you notice that actually has commas or dots in that result there, you probably want to use this time feature here. That way you can actually provide, or it can hook off of the right data and use that correctly there. So we're going to go ahead and create this achievement here in this example. So the user has amount tacos in their taco wallet, so we could see this guy actually go through there. So I already have this guy copied, just so for the sake of the video. So we have user has amount tacos in their taco wallet, so we can see that I actually want to give this person here what comes in for user. If they have a certain amount, which we're going to actually specify here on condition, then tacos in their taco wallet. So whenever a message comes through that matches that type of layout there, we're going to be able to get a achievement for them. So now let's move on down to condition. So condition, this is where you're going to actually specify what it is that actually will cause that achievement to trigger. So for example here, obviously the user is not what it is that we're actually triggering it off of. It's a mount. We're actually wanting to trigger off of a certain type of mount there. So let's say we want to give an achievement if this certain user that comes in has 6,000 tacos, for example, in their taco wallet. So if we actually click on this guy, it'll kind of explain out that, sorry for the little bit of a math lesson as you go back and think about your old lessons there. But basically there's 5 different types of operators that I guess that would be the best way of calling it, that you can kind of go off of. So you have the equality. So if you put an equal sign, then it's you're checking for an exact amount. So let's say amount equals 400. So if somebody was to type the command and they had exactly 400, then you would get that achievement there. That goes really good for results from mini games and such, where you're looking for somebody to get like a perfect 100 for a score or something along those lines there. Then that works really well for that. Then you have the less than, and then the less than or equal different types of variants here that you can use. So if the amount that comes on in, so this little guy that would come in on the chat would be less than whatever you tell it inside of this bot, you would actually achieve that there. So say if you wanted to be like in the lower parts of like a scale from 1 to 100, and you wanted to give an achievement for the people that got less than 20, like you're wanting to call them out or whatever for whatever reason, being silly or whatnot, you'd be able to set that as an amount less than 20, and then they would get that achievement if it came in as 0 to 19. Or you did the less than or equal, which is just a shorthand for 0 to 20. That way you didn't have to think and go like, oh, I want it less than 21. It just makes it easier to say less than 20, less than or equal to 20. Then you have the other side of that, the flip side of that, which is greater and then greater than or equal. So that way you can actually, I just realized that these are backwards. I will have to fix it. It's going to look like this instead. Don't do that. Do this one right here. Greater than or equal to, and then, or just greater than here, and you tell the same kind of thing. That way when the amount comes on through, it's going to match and see if this amount here that came in through the chat is bigger than or equal to that number, or in this case here, just bigger than that number that you provided. So for our condition here, as we said, we're going to say 3,000 tacos. We're going to say the amount is greater than or equal to 3,000. So if the message that comes on through that in the result of my command that's going to actually say how many tacos I have, which is just my in-channel currency, if it comes through as greater than 3,000, then I should be getting that achievement. You'll see that come through. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that save button here, and that achievement will be created. You can come down at the bottom of my achievements here. You see that those guys are actually created here. And then over on my chat, we should be able to hit the exclamation point tacos command, which is my command that I use to show how much currency everybody has there. and we should see that achievement eventually pop up after a certain amount of time because it polls based off a certain amount of time there. So you can see I have a certain amount of tacos that are available to me, and then boop, you see right there, Stream Achievements actually picked up on that and said, hey, you matched your criteria there. So if we go and we look back at our criteria, our amount was supposed to be greater than or equal to 3,000. Well, obviously we have 355,000 here, which is way higher than that amount, but it matches the condition. So therefore, we're going to go ahead and award that achievement. And as of right now, it will actually spit this out in your chat. Currently right now, since I'm doing this on a local machine, you can see that's coming in as a whisper there. But as you see out on the channels that are actually testing this out right now, it comes in as a actual message in the chat while we're working on it in the future to actually make them pop up on the screen as a on-screen alert there, which I'm currently in the works on. So this is exactly how you would create out those guys there. You can do, like I said, anything from less than or equal to. You can say exactly equal to your 355,015 if you wanted to do it like that, and that would award that achievement as well. So something along these lines here. And then, of course, doing less than 1 million, if you really wanted to go that route and go crazy with it, it would still award out that achievement there. Obviously, that's a silly type of achievement, but hey, it's your achievements, it's your channel, you do what you want with them. So you'll be able to do that. And then, of course, since you are a gold member, you are able to upload a custom icon for your actual achievement there. So you can come on in and say upload an icon here, go into whatever icons that you want to use, click that guy there, and you'll see that it updates, and your achievement will actually show with those custom icons on your channel as well, just to add a little bit of extra flair, just to let your branding actually shine through that guy there. So as I had mentioned before, if you want to do something that's time-based, so let's say, let's go with my command that's here. So if I go !hours in the chat, it actually shows how many hours I've been, and you'll see exactly right here what I was talking about, that .33. That's I know for specific, it's a chatbot thing. I don't know if any other bots actually do it that way. They may give whole numbers, so you may not have to worry about that too much there. But because of this and the fact that it has that decimal type of like that, we have to go ahead and work with an achievement or with a variable that goes based off that one there. So essentially what you can do, and this is the way that I usually go about creating my achievements, I'll execute one of my commands that I want to actually trigger an achievement, and then we'll copy this guy here and then go and paste it inside of my chat message, and then just switch out those pieces that I actually want to switch out for. So this one right here, of course, is going to be user instead of Fire Hero, and then you have hung out for, and then this will be time. So we're going to say this as time, hours in stream, and then Firepog there. So of course it supports emotes and stuff that gets spit out there. You don't necessarily have to provide that whole thing, but just for the sake of, you want to make sure that you get it as close as possible to that chat message there, and you'll have to keep kind of working at it to make sure that you get it correct. And then when it comes to time, we'll go ahead and it'll say time is greater than, let's say, 1,000 hours. So here's the kicker. This is the different thing about this. I'm going to be putting in a blocker on this one here to make sure that you format it the same way. But you have to make sure you provide this part right here on the end if your command comes through with the dots on the end. That is very essential. Otherwise, this will not work how you expect it to. And this is really the easiest way for the bot to actually pick up on this, is if you provide the decimal place in the same format as your time command is going to come through there. So you model it how whatever command you're going to use that may use time, model it exactly like that. That way it'll come on through. That way it'll actually show up there. So we're going to say time is greater than 1,000 hours. We probably should go and actually create this in a new achievement, because this might actually mess up, because since I technically already have this achievement, it probably won't award again. So I'll actually go through and create a brand new achievement here. So let's say testing achievement 2, and this is a time achievement. Hopefully nobody's trying to come through and actually earn these achievements while I'm testing this. Let's go into custom. Let's say Firebot here. Let's take our message I just copied there, which is user you have hung out for time, hours, and stream. And then let's go ahead and say condition is time is greater than 1,000 with the decimals on the end of that guy. Let's go ahead and hit save on that guy there. And then we'll go ahead and hit !hours on our chat there, which should spit out that message again. And then that achievement should pop through whenever it goes and checks against that and says, hey, you do actually have more than 1,000 hours. Go ahead and have your achievement, which should be popping up. Boom, there. So you can see the achievement actually came through. Fire Hero just earned testing achievement 2 achievement, which is the the one that we had just created there. In the future, this will also be customizable. You'll be able to change exactly what this actually says, so you'll have full customization on that one. So that's just a quick rundown of those types of achievements there. So in the event that you go through and actually start creating those custom achievements, and you want to really open up the customization of your channel, make sure that you get an understanding on those guys, and feel free to click on these little bits over here because it gives a lot of useful information to help you along your way. And then feel free to send me a message. You can send me a message on Discord, Twitch, or wherever, and I'll go ahead and try to answer it as best as you can if you have any questions on that one. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking, hey, this is really cool and I want to actually go through and do that, just make sure that you go on over to the Stream Achievements Gold. It gives you an explanation of all of the information about Stream Achievements Gold, including what it is that you get for being a gold member there, which is the custom chat-based achievements. This is really the bread and butter, the whole thing there, but you also get your custom default and hidden icons. You also get custom icons for each achievement. We're going to be having themes soon. We're going to have an icon gallery coming soon there as well, and then also you get to take a sneak peek at any new features that are actually coming for the bot there, and actually get to vote to say what's the highest desired feature. That way I know exactly what to work on to bring to y'all's hands a lot quicker there. So if you want to join in on that, just follow these instructions here to actually link up your Patreon and go ahead and make your pledge there. And I appreciate every single bit that y'all folks actually provide as far as support there, because it helps keep the system running. That way we can keep achievements in the hands of all of our streamers there, and also all of our communities. That way we can have a lot of fun with all this there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. You can either DM me directly or you can send it in a comment below, and I'll go ahead and I'll answer those guys. But you have a good one.